Hi.
I just want to ask you that you've been hunting for treasures for the last year. So what are the top 3 treasures that had an impact on you and why they had an impact on you?
Okay, so we looked all around the world. We looked in 4 different continents. We looked at 80 great treasures. We brought them together through crowdsourcing and through experts. And for me, the 3 really big ones, which I think will change the world. One is Amazon drones. So the real way in which Amazon is using it, not just to kind of like describe its future and increase its share price, but also to make us ready as an infrastructure ready for drones to be delivered. The second one comes from South America, and it's Mellow Cabs. So it's a new solar-powered taxi service, and this will be fantastic for the streets of Istanbul. So it's recyclable materials, it's solar-powered, it's light, it's fast, and it's great media for advertising too. And the third one is probably Xiaomi. So Xiaomi is the new company instead of Apple. So forget iPads, think about MyPads. Think about not iPhones, think about MyPhones.
Yeah.
And these are the products of Xiaomi.
Yeah.
And Xiaomi's just launched a fitness tracker for $9. So imagine the amount of big data which you can get and personalization you get from a $9 fitness tracker, which anybody in the world can afford.
Yeah, that's great. Good to know. So what would be the most valuable gifts for this year's summit? What do you want participants to leave with in their minds? What would be the question? What would be the main treasure?
I think the main thing to take away is that Turkey is the point of really going global.
Yeah.
Turkish businesses are ready to extend across the world.
Yeah.
And that means we need to be confident and understand the world. So being able to go to Indonesia or South America and understand those markets is really important. So some of the great speakers helping us to understand the Chinese internet market, Baidu in Tencent, for example, or the Saudi Arabia in terms of Princess Basma bin Saud in terms of explaining entrepreneurship in Africa. And then think about how can Turkish companies really not just go to the world but also bring the best ideas from the world to Turkey. And
adapt.
So marketing people are explorers, but we're also pirates. So explorers go and find the new worlds, but pirates bring back the best treasure to you at home.
Okay, good to know. So you're a circuit speaker, you write books, you manage companies. I mean, you're quite productive. What would be your suggestions to the executives like you in terms of productivity? How do you produce this much?
Okay, so I try to focus 8 hours of every day and think about what am I going to deliver. So I focus on the short term, but I also have a vision in terms of where I'm trying to get to. So each year I try to write a new book. So maybe it's not a book you write, but maybe it's a new idea you have. So think about what is the new idea you have for this year. Make yourself famous for an idea. Tweet about it, talk about it, write blogs about it. Make yourself famous for an idea, and then being able to go and talk to real companies about it and take the examples of real companies. It's not the big companies which are most successful in the world today, and it's not the big companies which have the most magical ideas. It's the small companies. So using the power of small company stories, small company examples, and making things happen in small companies is the real magic.
Okay, so we're finishing. I got just last 3 questions. One of them is, what is the last book that you give as a present to someone? Or what is the most frequent present book that you give to someone?
Oh, I have to say my book, the Game Changer book.
Okay.
But I'm going to say a different book actually, because I read a book 15 years ago, and it's called The Monk and the Riddle.
Okay.
And in the story of the monk and the riddle, the monk goes on a motorbike ride. And then he comes back again. And they say, where did you go? And he said, well, I went on a journey. But where did you go? I went on a journey. And so part of life is enjoying the journey, not just trying to get somewhere. So like the treasure hunt, it's not about trying to get somewhere and always just thinking about the end point, but enjoy the journey too, because it's magical and brilliant and exciting.
Wow, through the concept of journey, if we hire the billboard in the most crowded street of Istanbul, what would be your message on it?
Have your head up. Look at the world and see the great opportunities, and don't be afraid by change. Look for the opportunities of change, and then how can you influence, and using the power of everybody, the crowd, to really think about, well, how can we make Turkey a better country, and how can Turkish businesses have the confidence and vision to be global companies.
Thank you, Peter. My last question is how people can find you. Where are you? Are you on Twitter, social media?
Okay, if you want me on Twitter, I'm at GeniusWorks. If you want to download everything about me, you go to www.thegeniusworks.com, and you get lots of extracts from my books and free tools and presentations and videos, and you can just come and see me too, because I'm real.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you very much.